Okay, there are many different kinds of electron microscopes, and when you need to see something that is too small to be seen with a light microscope, then electron microscopes are used. So I'm only going to go over a couple because there's quite a few of them, and truthfully, um, you'll probably never see one in your lifetime. I've only seen one at a university teaching hospital because they're very, very expensive, and only people doing research really have. Okay, your scanning electron microscope, this is abbreviated SEM. What this does, now there's not a light source that comes up through the specimen. This passes a beam of electrons over the specimen. So what you're getting is you're getting a picture of the outside. So what they do is they take a specimen and they spray it with a very fine metal, and then they aim the electrons, the beam of electrons, at the specimen, and it's sort of a topography. It gives you what the outside looks like. Over here on the right, these are actual viruses that they are looking at. So this is what they have to do when they're looking at COVID viruses. And you can see these receptors, but what it's looking at is it's looking at the coating or the cell. So it's been sprayed in metal, and what happens is they aim that beam of electrons at it, and the metal coating um, responds back and shows you what the surface looks like. Now, this cannot be performed on living tissue. So the tissue has to already be dead in order for this to happen, because you're not going to be able to dip living tissue in metal and have it survive. I just think that makes perfectly good sense. All right, transmission electron microscopes, these are TEMs. What they do is they emit a beam of electrons through a sliced specimen. So again, it can't be used on living tissue, and the lenses enlarge the image and focus it on the screen, and this one can actually be magnified, or the specimen can be magnified up to 200,000 times. So this one actually sends the electrons through the specimen, but again, the specimen cannot be living. All right, medical imaging, a little bit about medical imaging, and some of you have probably had this done, but medical imaging now can be performed on the human body without having to remove any tissue. Certainly if you're in surgery and they need to look at a piece of a tumor, or they need to look at a piece of a cell, then of course they can withdraw that and look at that through pathology. But if you have some types of medical imaging like x-rays, these are passing x-rays through soft matter like your skin, but they are impeded or they're hindered by harder materials such as bone, so they don't actually go through the bone. They may take a picture of the bone, but you would have to have a different kind of imaging to go through the bone. MRIs, now MRIs are a little bit different. They use magnetic resonancing imaging, and they can create an image of the soft tissue that's actually within the body. Functional MRIs, these are really cool because these are used to see the parts of a brain when the person is performing a task. Very often they will be asked to spell. When they're taking this kind of image, the person, of course, is awake, and they're asking them to perform tasks. So it might be a speech task where they're looking at one part of the brain. Spelling is more of a technical task. If they are looking at the part of the brain that responds to music, they may ask you to sing a little tune. So these are very cool. The doctor is behind a screen, and he can see the image as you are functioning.